Hello, how y'all doing? I want to talk about this concept. Kai Ku, eat bitter. Now, the Chinese symbol for that is this. This is the Chinese symbol for that. Eat bitter. Now, the Lord told me something like this, a similar thing to that when I first got married years ago. Now, what the Lord told me exactly was to sacrifice something now to have something later. Because I was in debt. I was trying to seek the Lord on how to get out of debt and what to do. Now, of course, I was paying tithes and giving offerings, but I needed wisdom from above. Okay, now I had a lot of credit cards from a lady shop. You know, I had to have the blue shoes, y'all. I had to have the blue pumps. Okay, got to have blue pumps. Okay, and I had a lot of credit cards from these lady shops. Okay, so I brought that into the marriage, and plus I had a car. I brought that into the marriage, and so what the Lord told me, He said, sacrifice something now to have something later. And so, in addition to paying tithes and giving offerings, I stopped buying. I stopped buying anything. And I took the money that I would have spent on credit cards and clothes and stuff, and I paid my debt off. I did that for about a year and a half. And in the year and a half, I paid my car off. I paid all the credit cards off. And I paid the furniture off. Now, see, we bought some brand new furniture, as you're going to do when you first married. And what we decided, he paid half, I pay half. Okay. So I did that. I paid it off. Now, like I said, I did that over about a year and a half, and I paid everything off, including my car, which was a big expense. So when we moved to the next place, I moved there without any personal debt. I paid everything off. So that was a blessing. And like I said, I was paying tithes and offerings and so on and so forth. Now, as an aside about the furniture, if we had not bought all that new furniture, we would have put that money in the bank. We should have bought some furniture from the thrift shop, actually, since we were moving anyway. But, we were young and didn't know much. So we bought this new furniture, hundreds of dollars worth of furniture, but we paid it off when we went to the next place. Now, the Asians really believe this concept of Kai Ku. I think that is the Kai Ka. I think that is pronunciation, eat bitter. Asians really believe that because I study the Asians. I watch them. I read about them also. They will wear thrift shop clothing. They don't mind paying. They won't go to the mall and get a $30 blouse. They will, get a quarter blouse from the thrift shop. They'll get some sandals and just wear them for the next 8 years. Will Americans do that? Wear a pair of shoes for the next 8 years? I doubt it. Will Americans, I doubt that I can do that. Okay. Will Americans have have the same blouse for 8 years? I don't know if I can even do that. Because for one thing, my body changes in 7, 8 years, but, I don't know if I can do that, but Asians do it all the time. They just, wear the same clothes for the next 7 to 8 years. And then they try to save money. They'll eat lightly. They'll eat chicken broth and seaweed, which is probably 30 cents a meal, instead of eating these big spreads like Americans have. We have these big dinners. We have the fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes, green beans. And then we have the delicious drink. That's our dinner. But what the Asians will eat is seaweed and chicken broth. That's their dinner. And they don't have a problem with that. I hardly ever see them at the mall shopping. I see them having businesses at the mall, but I hardly ever see them at the mall actually shopping, buying new clothes or coats. I hardly ever see that. But they really believe that. I was watching this video from this other Asian man. He said he makes the deposit every day. He sells vegetables. He's still in his own country. He sells vegetables and he makes the deposit every day. He put the t-shirts on the video, and he said, okay, I've been wearing these t-shirts for a long time. I just wash them and rewear them again. He said, I would like to buy a pair of jeans, but he said, I'll just rewash the jeans that I have and just wear them again. Okay, eat bitter. They really believe in eating bitter. But what struck me is what this Asian said was to make a deposit in his account every day. And so I challenge you to do that too, to eat bitter. Now, actually, I think that I eat bitter almost every day. I'm always looking, for example, you take the case of food. I'm always going to the really discount stores and getting, whatever they have on discount. For example, I like apple cider, which is very expensive when you buy it in season. $3 per half jug, $5 for a big jug, half gallon. But I go to this discount store and they have 5 for $1. So I bought 3. And I like to go to this discount store because they have very good bargains. And then you can also go to, I think there's a store called Ugly Fruit where they sell, kind of deformed fruit, but it's still carrot, it's still tomato, it's just deformed, okay? But my opinion is the stores don't want this item, so I buy it. I'll buy a bag of salad that costs $1. The store doesn't want it, so I'll take it. They don't want it. Or a bag of vegetables that costs 50 cents. The store doesn't want it, so I'll take it. I eat bitter all the time. I think that I do eat bitter. I'm a real fanatic. I'm a real fan of coupons. I try to do that as much as possible. That takes off a lot of the grocery bill. But like I said, I like to go to these discount stores to get whatever they have. You can go to the apps to look at the sales this week. I like to go there to see what kind of bargains they have. So I try to eat bitter. You know what? If you eat bitter and you have a savings, you don't have a problem going to a place and buying some eyeglasses and paying cash for it. See, that's what you want. You want to have enough money in the bank, so if your child needs some eyeglasses, you can just take them to the eyeglass place and pay cash for it. There's no bill, no nothing. Okay, that's what you want. So you can eat bitter and save that money. Or if your water tank is not working, you can say, okay, I'm going to take this water tank, take it to a recycling place, and just buy a brand new one. Okay, so because you have that money in the bank. Okay, so I do challenge you to eat bitter, to get as many bargains as you can, save for yourself and children. Particularly the way things are, this economy has been turned upside down. I challenge you to eat bitter, to save as much as you can on everything, this, that, and the other, and teach your children to make sacrifices. Your child does not have to have a new pair of shoes every month. Teach your child about money. I always understood money because I always had money as a child. As a child, I would have like a mayonnaise jar, because that's what we had, mayonnaise jars. We didn't have these piggy banks because we couldn't afford it. So we always had, as children, we had mayonnaise jars, okay? So I used to put all the any change that relatives gave me, for running errands or whatever. I used to always put it in my mayonnaise jar. Sometimes I was the only one in the house with change, with pocket change. And I remember when my mother didn't have any money at all. She was at rock bottom. Guess who had some change in their I had a Sucrets can. Guess who had some change? Me, okay? So mother bought some food with that money, okay? But I always had money. And my mother always said, Tracy always has money. Don't worry about Tracy. Okay, my other sister said, the one that's older than I am, she said, Tracy, you keep money, don't you? Okay, yeah, I keep money, okay? So I'm challenging you to eat bitter. Eat bitter. Kai-ka. I think that is the pronunciation. This is the sign. Eat bitter. I challenge you to try to make a deposit every month. If you can't make a deposit every day, if you have your own business, you can make a deposit every day, but at least make a deposit every month. A lot of times when black people have businesses, they go spend it. They go buy a Mercedes and everything. Somebody asked me, I think yesterday, would I go buy, they pointing to this white Mercedes. I said, no, I would not buy that. Rather than paying $80,000 for that Mercedes, I would buy $80,000 worth of real estate. I'd find me an old house or something to buy. That would be a better investment for me. That's what I would rather do. So I challenge you to eat bitter. Have a nice day.